Yeah, so any, let's see, any, yeah, it's a lot more affordable.
Hey, hey, I'll be looking at the Russell. This one trader call it the Rusty Russell because of
Hmm.
how I be moving. That
It does be
rig
moving
height.
rusty. It
It's it.
definitely,
Mm.
yeah, it definitely be moving rusty. Like, what did I do? How did IWM finish on Friday? You see how like it's playing to like make that move?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at it right now on the futures. It gapped up, but I wanted to touch that 230, 231 and come back down and test that one more time.
Hmm. But I'm definitely betting against this liquidity grab. Like these are really good targets to bet against once you can get the momentum in the direction though. Like
Yeah.
once it starts going up, if it breaks this, it's definitely gonna take that. But because you don't know how long it's gonna take, you really gotta like really try to get your entry and be patient and stuff like that. But I like this right here because it's two inside days, so you know a really big move is coming. A
No.
really big move is coming. So maybe like I'll probably do something like if I can get a dip buy, if I can, because I think it might sell off before it goes up.
You see them gaps down there?
Mhm.
It's some gaps.
I want to
What's
see
the
if
oh,
it can
that's
come down here.
no, you're looking on the 15. I thought you was looking on the day.
Oh,
You
this
can
is the
see them on
daily. This is the daily.
okay, yeah. But they're right there that it's kind of down there for that one. But what's that right there? Right, yeah, right there, that gap down there.
Two, so 224.41 underneath is the money
Right there, that gap
volatility.
right there.
223 or
Yeah,
223.05.
ooh, I wanted to jump up tomorrow, touch the red line or just the top of that structure there, and then come down to that right there before making another. I'm gonna be watching it right up there around the top up there
That
to
that would
come back.
be a big day. That would be like something like this day. That would be a huge day if it goes all the way there and all the way come back down. It would be something like that.
That's not that's only a couple bucks. That's only about what $5.
Three
That's about $4.
three 334 a
Yeah,
day. Mm.
you,
A little,
you,
maybe a little, yeah, slightly outside of its ATR. So it'd be a
you know
bigger move.
how they do. If they want to go up, they want to go up. They'll get scared, scare all them calls away, scare all the rookies away, and just do a little massive dump. And everybody's
Yeah, I
by the
could
end of
definitely see it's a shakeout period right now. I could see that, especially as things are getting tighter right now.
the
I would wait, and I would definitely be interested in if it breaks these highs. Be interested to see, like, or even these
yeah,
lows. I
yeah.
would be interested. So it's like, so basically, until those things happen, I'm kind of just not gonna do nothing. But once when those things happen, then I'm like, all right, now I can go back and start to strategize. All right, how do I enter into this safely? And how do I have a good low risk stop loss? Because like I'm always trying to enter near a stop loss.
Yeah, it could happen tomorrow, man.
It
That
could.
red
So I
zone.
got the alerts now. You know when they go off, they probably will. I reassess and see what's going on.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. Because
See, you see Bitcoin jumping up over the it's jumping the it's look at it right now, man. Look at on the weekly trend line on the top.
he did it like this. She do something like that. Mhm.
It's looking like they want to
Yes, it's
test.
gonna take that 70, and then after that 72. If it breaks that all time high 73.
Really. Well, I figure Nasdaq still ain't hit its high. Um, Russell still got to hit the high. The Dow and SPY hit highs. So, now when all of that
All
get
time
up,
high is the quickest target.
yeah, when Bitcoin now by the time Bitcoin keep going up, if Bitcoin get by matching its all-time highs and QQQ and Russell And it's a couple more out there, big ones that's near the high. Then I'm gonna say,
Mhm.
okay, it's just touching the high and is we coming down before end of October or something, or we going to more high. So, but
Right. But
we'll
yeah, so
see.
right. Also, I really like real estate. So I'm also in real estate. So my favorite ticker for real estate is IYR. Like O is technically my favorite. Like O is ripping. Like you see O?
Man,
Yeah, and O pays really well. Like, oh, this plays really well. So you can play O, right, which is really, really strong, or you can play the sector. This is where I play the ETF, which is still strong. It just has more meat on the bone. It hasn't reached it yet. But this right here, this action where it's chopping at the high, where it's staying, even if it's consolidating at the high, I love this type because you notice that this was a previous area of resistance,
hmm
right? And
yeah,
it's also a liquidity grab. That's why we after that we came down from. So whenever you see a liquidity grab, so that's a lesson right there. When you see a old liquidity grab, and you start to go back the other way, bet on us taking that liquidity grab out. Because once we take that out, you see it can really fly. It can really move. So this is a swing trade that I'm currently in. Move this over. This one.
you said you're currently in it.
Yeah. So check this out right here.
Look like it could look like it could gap up tomorrow.
hmm So I'm up only 11%. Already up $62, but I put a good 600 in it. No, it's
Yeah,
it's 570.
the looks of it, it could look like it could gap up there. It looked like it should at least go up there and touch it.
Yeah, 102 call. And
Yeah,
we're at 101.94 and I bought this. When did I buy this? 10/18. So I bought this on Friday. I bought this on Friday. And I noticed that I still put time on it. I still bought the 11/15 expiration because just in case if it goes down this week, I will still have a lot of protection
yeah,
because
yeah, yeah.
you have to protect what you put in to the market. So if I'm going to swing, especially over the weekend, because we got to realize like because options expire every day it loses some money. You lose the whole weekend. You lose mad days off of that, and the stock doesn't necessarily move until Monday. You see, you know. So this is my play. If you guys are interested, I know the contracts are a little more expensive. You could also do the November 1st contracts. Let me see IYR. But I probably would not go any shorter than that unless you're day trading it or scalping it. But this, I love real estate because it gives you a safety in swinging. Like if some of y'all see me trade a hole, like I had like 170% on that trade, and I was calm, relaxed at work, doing in training, not even looking at it. So the 102 call is 75. That's not a bad price right there. What I would do is add it to my watch list, and then once it's on the watch list, so this is the key to getting good entries too is looking at the premium prices. So right here. You look at the premium. Look, so look, the right now it's 75. What was the low of the day? Low of the day is 65. Why not try to get it at 65 instead of 75? That's all. So you want to get a couple of numbers of prices that would be good price to get it. And then now you can wait. You can just set the order and wait for it to get filled. If it gets filled, low of the week. Low of the week is crazy 25, but that's because O went up a lot. Like if we go to the chart, O went up like yeah, it went up like crazy last week. So we're not gonna get it to come all the way back down there. So I'm not gonna be looking at 25. But as far as down here, especially if it's a strong breakout, it's not gonna be a big retest. It's gonna be like a small retest. So maybe it might come down to here. If O comes down to here, I would definitely be interested. But now I feel like I'm chasing. So that's why instead of chasing O, I'm gonna do IYR. So IYR, this is the Dow Jones Real Estate ETF.
Well, you just real quick, a thing I noticed a lot of setups like that where that's too big on a regular basis to come down. Lately
hmm
with this October volatility and the shakeouts to go to the to move the money around we got going on right now.
Yeah, it's been
I
big moves.
I seen them like a big red day,
hmm
stuff like that. or go a little bit beyond the average dump and grab that gap down there and then blast off. So I keep my eye open for stuff because them extremes, like by the time you think, oh, it's going so bad going down, you're not knowing that it just got liquidated while you think it's this news or whatever. This manipulation, they done took that
Hmm.
and bounced right off it. So I
Right.
like looking for stuff like this on those kind of days because they'll
Hmm.
get red too when everything is like
And
some news pop out or something.
right. And another thing too, like look at the structure. Look at how like it was consolidating for a couple of days in a very tight range. Once you start to break that range, it basically starts to pick the direction. Especially something, well, I'll say especially because this was already on a strong uptrend, so it would make sense to look for more buys just because it's been on that trend. But just when you see it consolidating and you see like it started to curl, when it starts to curl up, that's when you want to get into the party before the party gets popping. Like
Yeah,
right there. Like that's like
yeah, right there.
right on time. And
Yeah,
to me, like even if you got in throughout this, if you had put enough time on it, if you had put enough time on it, you'd be good. So this is why I like to look for, because if you look at the market, it always contracts, then it expands, then it contracts, then it expands. But as option traders, we want to get in during the contraction right before the expansion. So now you know like what to look for in the charts more. So like I did this on Ford. I also got back in Ford. But if you look at it, right, why did I get into Ford? Because look at how these big whenever it's sell off, you get big candles, right? A lot of times strong sell-offs, you get big candles. But then what happened after this last big candle, the candle started to get smaller and it didn't make a new low. It's like this is the low. It did not make a new low. So then I think on no, on this day I got in. Then I seen this happen. Then I seen it pull back. Then on this day I got in because this was green, and I thought we were gonna break this high, but we didn't. So I literally got in a place where I knew that um I can get a stop loss based off of this area of this candle. Like it can't go under here. You see what I'm saying? So I
yeah,
basically
yeah,
made this box and I said if it goes under there, I'm no longer interested because it can't. If it does, that was what my whole thesis and idea was based off of that. So once it does that, it defeats the whole purpose. So
yeah.
that
That's
was
a
my
good.
stop loss. I got in that day and then what did I do? I bought the 11-19 contracts. And as it kept going to hit target one, I sold a third of my contracts, hit target two. I sold another third, and then I was like, you know what? Let me just sell the rest. And I sold the rest. So then I just
Okay.
got back in on Friday, on this day, on a red day. Because so the idea is this, right? When it, especially when you have liquidity grabs as targets, because all these targets are liquidity grabs, except for this one wasn't a liquidity grab, but it was like an equal high, right? But the point is, when you have these targets, so if the stock hits target one, the chances of it hitting target two now increase. So what did I do? I added to my trade. And by adding to my trade, it allowed me to make more money off of my trade. So even though I was in the 11-19 contracts, I was like, let me buy the 11-1 contracts. So now, as this keeps going, and so now I bought back in. Now I think I'm in the 11-1s. Yeah, so these right here, $11 call. So you see, I bought these at 49. Right now they're going for 45. So I'm down 8% and I'm down 40. But I like trading this way because the more money you put down, to me, the easier it is to trade because now I know like I'm more motivated to take and I have a clear stop loss, you know? So that's how you trade and you have a full plan. So I made this plan over a month ago. Guess what? I have target four. You guys see that? And if we get above target four, where could we go? You see that? I know you guys see that huge gap. You see that, Trubs?
Yeah, yeah. I see it.
So Ford could really do something, and it's very cheap. So if you guys are looking for cheap options, you could afford. Like Ford is it? You could afford Ford. Like let's look at their options. But I would. So whenever I'm trading cheap stocks like this, I would buy in the money, and then buy time. So you're double protected. So if I go to Ford. Hold on. And I go to their options. So here's an option for you guys. That I would go no sooner than November 1st, and then you could do the $11 call. It's $45. I'm already in it. You can get it at a better price than I got it. You guys peep in the money, and you at least you got a little time. But if you really want to swing and you don't want to look at this, buy the November 8th $11 call. Look at the spread, good spread, 49.50. Or if you want to buy the
I
best
was gonna
contract,
say, can you do like, because I always do like 30 to 45 days
yeah,
out with
no,
the
so okay, so November 15th is good. I know that's not quite 30, it's 26 days out. I would say November 15th. The reason why I like November 15th is because it's a monthly contract, so it's gonna have more liquidity. But let's look at it. In the November 15 contracts, you can see it has 45,000 open interest, 4,500 volume, and the spread is a penny wide. Very, very liquid, right? Now, if we look at, let's say, another week, next week, November 22nd, let's look at the liquidity. Not bad, but not as good. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see.
So, all right, so for y'all who really want to swing, this is my recommendation right here. The November 15th, $11 call, and I'll do the same thing, add it to my watch list because I want to see what's the best price to buy it at, or what's a good price to buy it at. So, it was eleven
That's a,
fifteen.
you
What'd you
bring
say?
it up. That's a good I feel like that's a Trump play.
Oh yeah.
Like
Mhm.
if he wins, what he gonna not what he gonna do with the
With the
American
auto.
car? 'Cause remember he said he gonna stop all you mandatory EV stuff and put money back into American car building.
He's
So
standing up for the gas
November
the gas
November 5th,
companies.
huh?
He's standing up for the gas companies and the gas cars.
Right. So November 5th, he win, that's gonna pop.
Oh, okay, okay. So yeah, so November 15th, that's a good date, good option. You got plenty of time, you're in the money, and it's cheap. It don't get no better than that. You're buying quality for cheap instead of buying trash for cheap. So big
And
difference.
what like November 5th?
November 15th.
It's the 15th.
This
Thought it
this
was-
this one is 12/15. I
no, no.
also looked at next week, which is the first, but that's for like the scalpers and the day traders. But if you're really trying to swing comfortably, you want to get this.
No, I said when is the election? It's the 5th.
Oh, I think so. I could look that up.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah, I
saying.
think yeah, I think it is the fifth. Yeah.
That's
hmm
not 2 weeks. Trump win, then that's gonna pop for sure.
So this is a play. I'm dropping it here, guys. Do what you want with it. You don't have to follow. You don't have to trade it. But if you have a smaller account and you're looking for the best quality you can probably put your money in, I would say this is it for as far as what I've been looking at. And then if you look at the low of the week, 38.43. So right now it's at a good price. Low of the month, 33. So you once you get in, you could literally put your stop loss at 30. You see what I'm saying? Because that was the low of the month, and it's probably not even going to go get back down there. Does that make sense? So
Yeah.
It
use the
does.
premiums. Use your premiums to put your stop loss at levels that are hard to get touched, and you're getting in near that, and then it's hard to lose unless
Makes
you're
sense.
completely wrong. You know?
Unless you complete, that's
Yeah,
always
you're
an
completely wrong.
option. You can
But
always be completely wrong for sure.
yeah, you always be completely wrong. But with the amount of things that so the other edges, like if you look at the rotations, when I was looking at the XLY, let me go back to S&P to this, and I was XLY. We look at XLY in the rotations. What's XLY? XLY. So it's kind of caught up in the middle right there, and 30-minute XLY. So it's kind of caught up right here. So the rotation is not really showing the most promise, but if you look at the chart, XLY, it is a good setup. It's a good setup because look, why is it a good setup? Because we were consolidating right here. And what did I say? Best time to get in the party is right when it starts to pick a side. So it's starting to pick that side, and there's a clear liquidity target attraction right there. So Ford is part of XLY, and if XLY starts to go up, so will Ford. So that's how I'm playing it. Now the question is, um, if if how long I'll be able to hold this trade if we start rotating out of this, but at least I'm getting in early enough that at least I have one target. I don't know if it's gonna go beyond that. I don't know if it's gonna go down after that, but at least I can make money on the way. So just like Ford, it goes up, but it also goes down too. You know what I mean? Like it went up, then one day it comes down. Then it went up, then one day it comes down. And even when it came down this day, it still is up higher than the day before. You know what I mean? So like I said, this is a clear target because why? Because it's an imbalance. When you see the big candles to the left, those give you clear, easy targets because it came down so quick that it can go up just as quick. And because it came down so quick, people didn't have time to really build in positions. So therefore, it's like a vacuum that it can just go right through. Does that make sense to you guys? That's why I like this right here. Clear target, clear imbalance. We get above here. We can go all the way up through here very quickly because what's stopping it? Not much. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So that's what you use to target. You look to the
But you're
left
waiting
one.
for it to break through the third target, right?
Yep, that's when it's
And
gonna
then
be able to
enter.
fly through there. Yep. And then there's already an imbalance on the way to the third target that it's already eaten through. You know what I mean? From the second target to the third target. You see how my targets were laid out from imbalances. And look how quickly we're eating through that imbalance.
What do
Because
you mean by imbalance?
imbalance is when you get a big candle, like so let me show
So
you.
because you have big candles
So
on one side and then the other side you have smaller candles and they have the same
yeah, so when you
resistance point.
like if you get a big sell candle, that's an imbalance. If you get candles that go in between, consolidation, that's balance. When it's consolidating, that's balance.
Okay.
It's harder for price to go through a consolidation, but it's much easier for it to go through an imbalance. Does that make
Okay.
sense? So like,
Yeah.
yeah, so like, I'm trying to see if I can find an example. Like the right here was a little consolidation. Didn't really go through it. But it's harder for it to go through. It doesn't mean it won't. It's just a little bit harder, versus these big candles were easier to get through. Once they go back the other way, because they work the same way gaps work. Even like this candle, it was easy to go through it and go through it to the upside, right? So whenever you see the big candles to the left, you want to target that because once we can start going back the other way, but you need to get the momentum to switch to that way. Once it does, then it can easily go through it. Does that make sense?
Low key, but I'll catch on.
Yeah. So you're looking for imbalances. You're looking for big candles to the left of previous movement. You don't want candle setups that have too much structure. They got too much back and forth that you got to go through from the past. So that's a really good setup right there. So Ford, that's one right there. And then if you want to, you could just also play the sector XLU. XLU, you see it's a bunch of imbalances. Like you see how this candle was the imbalance right here? Oh, no, let me draw. This big red candle right here was an imbalance. You know what I mean? So once we started to come back the other way and we had enough momentum, I knew that it could easily get through that section. Does that make sense? So so that's what you want to look for. You want to look for big candles to the left that don't have a bunch of other candles that's gonna like prevent you from getting through. So those are my main things. I also did play rig. I did play rig. Rig also is ready to do something too. But I got out. I got in and I got out. I bought the $4 call this day and I got out on Friday.
Yeah, I'm still in Briggy. Let me see what's oil doing. Yeah, oil got some little support. Got some little
Hmm.
support right now. Off a little
Yeah.
gap.
But basically, the imbalances work the same way gaps do. Because if Ray can get up here and get past 445, there's a big gap into this body right here that it could fill. Even if it fills somewhere in this wick, it still is an easier time for it to get through these areas. You want to pick areas that is easy for the stock to get through. Like you see how like in the past there was this imbalance right here. Those imbalance right here. So once rates started going up, look how quickly it got through the imbalance. And I could even put these two together and say this was a bigger imbalance because these two candles that came down. You know what I mean? So now when it's coming back up, it easily was able to get through it. Yeah, so those are my main cases. We can look for more trades. What was the other utility one I said? Or you can, or like matter of fact, do the same thing we did for utilities. Let's do it for real estate. If you guys were looking for like a real estate stock other than the ones that I presented,
How about financials? Ain't they on the
financial and banks. Oh yeah, I also do like banks too. I did
what's
say
going
that.
on?
So all right, so let me just type in XLF and let's look at all the banks because all banks are not created equal. So let's look at which banks are doing good, which banks are doing poorly.
Hey,
On
what
this
you said
weekend.
right there, that's what I'm looking. I'm trying to catch them slipping right now because the big
So
banks made it look good
so
for
you
the
see
last.
these ones are slipping right here. TVR, BX,
Mhm.
MTB. You see how they're going from leading to weakening, and then you see how far away they are from the middle. So they have stronger rotations, and the lines are thicker, which also suggests strong rotation. So to the downside, I would look at MTB, TVR, and BX. So let me look at the charts. MTB.
Hmm, hmm, hmm.
Mind you, MTB is moving. So
Oh,
this is not,
yeah.
but look at how strong this is, right? So you got to compare it. This doesn't look like something that you would short because it's still too strong. You need it to start to weaken and lose some steam. So I would not, even though the rotation has shown me that it's starting to get rotated out of, it's not strong enough for me to go in yet for the downside. It would have to show some weakness. This is not what weakness looks like. You understand?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, no, I get that.
Yeah.
I get. I just know one thing about XLF because last earnings I was playing it, and it went up way, way too high, and I knew the banks from all the stuff they had going on wasn't gonna be that hot, but like a
Mhm.
couple good ones did good in the beginning of like that first
Yeah, Wells Fargo.
couple did good. It went up kind of like new highs, like it
Let
was
me look
up
at
there,
XLF.
and I shorted it. I had a couple of them, but I
I think
sold them on.
you showed it on this day, I think,
No,
Tuesday,
no, you got to go back to the earn. I'm talking about the last earnings.
or the last earnings on one of the stocks, one of the bank stocks.
XLF. I mean,
Do they
yeah,
have?
on bank when bank earnings week started,
Oh,
that's
when
when
the
I was
week
in.
started, okay. Yeah, because BAC, Wells Fargo, they all have earnings, right?
Put JPM.
Yeah,
With JP,
on the 15th. What'd
it
you
was
say?
when because I think Bank of America did bad and it was later, but yeah, see after their earnings they dumped on the last one right there. Now go to JPM, that's when it shot up, and then Bank of America made it dump. You know what I'm saying? The good one did
Yeah,
good.
this one dumped. This last one was a big dump. After this big day, they dumped. After that big
Right,
day.
because the big banks did good when the bank earnings came out, like they killed it and went up, and then all the rest start doing bad. And but this time, it's already a couple of them came through pretty good, but that's still big banks, so
You
it's.
already know my baby Wells Fargo did his thing. Like I love Wells Fargo.
But see, now say next week,
Hmm
them other banks we talking about, they start falling off, then that could make that one we was looking at that they could make it hit the gap that quick. That bank that's already weak.
hmm
Under them circumstances only, though. That's be the whole idea of the trade. You know what
Right.
I'm saying?
So let me see what other banks might be actually be weak. Even though they're getting rotated out of, doesn't mean it's gonna. Because mind you, this is gonna take 3 to 4 days potentially to finish. So
Yeah.
TVR and BX, TVR and BX.
TRV.
Up to my fault. TRV, Travelers. They also look strong. All the banks look strong right now, huh? And then what's the other one? TRV and BX. I'm gonna also look at it on the 30 minutes. Yes. See, this one has more weakness just because of that wick. It has a little bit of weakness. So maybe eventually this could fall.
Hey friend, I'm a roll. I gotta get Jamarcus something to eat and finish my homework. So I'm gonna go, but I'm gonna text you or whatever.
I know that. And then on Wednesday I'll be doing a class too. So
Yeah, hopefully I Weeble lets my money out. I mean, lets my money
clear.
settle by Wednesday. It said it's estimated Wednesday, but hopefully sooner than that, I can
All
actually
right, cool,
access my
cool.
money.
Yeah, in the meantime, you can just watch the market and see like how some of these plays play out.
Sounds good. All right, y'all have
All
a good
right.
night.
I have a good night. Bye. Yeah, so BX. Yeah, I'm just trying to see which bank looks weak right now, but I don't see it. Which one
Go
looks
go to
weak?
that. Can you go to that? Can you make that chart a little bigger? The one before that with the rotation.
Uh, this is
That one right there.
can I make this big? I can only zoom in. I can't make the whole thing bigger.
Okay.
Yeah, but you can see the list here too, like the list of banks, which one is lagging, weakening, improving, or leading. So green is leading, blue is improving, yellow is weakening, and then red is lagging. Oh, so these are the weak ones then, the ones that are lagging.
Okay. Okay. So let's take a peek. Huh. They got earnings coming
Goldman
up.
Sachs, GS maybe Goldman Sachs.
We could see what's strong and
Yeah,
what's
so
weak.
it's yeah, there you go. So yeah, so this is weaker than the rest.
Okay. And when their earnings, when is it? Did they just have them, or it looks?
They did on the 15th on Tuesday. So all the banks had earnings on Tuesday, I believe.
So it looks like they did good, but they must have had a bad outlook or something.
Something, but they're looking weaker than the rest. That like if you look at all the charts, this is finally a weaker looking chart. It's not even like weak, but it's weaker. It's much weaker than the other ones. Goldman Sachs. What else you got? TFC. Oh, this one's weaker, but this one might be ready to bounce. But it's
Oh,
definitely weaker.
look like it could go get that gap.
Yeah, it looks like it's ready to bounce. I'm trying to
Well,
see.
you
Hmm?
was nah when he's look at you want to look at earnings whisper real quick, or you got something you look at what earnings coming up? Oh, you can just look right there.
Yeah,
The
it just shows all. Yeah, bro, it'll just show you all the earnings.
yeah, the 17th.
So they had good earnings.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll bounce. I was really trying to look at what's really weak, so I'm looking at all the laggards to see which one's really weak.
You know the trippy thing, all these weak ones that look like they beating earnings.
Yeah,
But
yeah, they
but
are. A lot of banks beat earnings. PNC, let's look at PNC Bank.
that's another thing holding SPY up
This one
too.
looks weaker. It looks weaker. It might bounce, but it still looks. It looks more one of the. Look how big this wick is up here, and look at how much it's been able to make some progress down. This one looks.
Yeah.
This one looks weak. If I was to look for puts, this one might be a good candidate.
Well, you could have that on, and if we hear about some bank news or some bank weaknesses, then you already know it's first
That's
to
the
go.
one. Yeah, that's the one to go with. And then what do I want to do? I want to add it to my I want to look at the options. PNC. Yeah, they got weeklies.
Hmm.
The liquidity's so. The monthlies have decent liquidity though. Yeah, but 185 is going for 330. This is not bad. I'm just gonna buy it on demo and see how it goes. See if it moves. But yeah, and I put an alert right here to see if it breaks this low. 'Cause this could be a good short for the banks. But it looks like a lot of the other banks are strong. XLF has to be, let's see. XLF is still holding. It's still holding up.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I like it. It comes down, swoop down on some of them gaps and jump back up. But yeah, I'm looking for maybe it I don't know, it looked like things are kind of up at the
Hmm.
at the moment.
Yeah, banks
So
are up right now.
you
Yeah,
see Bitcoin, there's Bitcoin trying to
how did Riot end up finishing?
right is up there, right is following
Oh
Bitcoin.
wow.
I
And
got it off. I got it shorted to touch right there. Bounce if Bitcoin bust out, then there go right with it. But
now Riot's about to really bust out. Yeah. Hmm.
yeah. If Bitcoin go, rise going, but
Hmm.
I no, I gotta see it to believe it. I'm thinking of maybe some little manipulation for the election. Or I mean everything's near the top. So everything could top in a big sell-off and come up later, or it could bust out and just keep going to the election. Talking about stock market, I could easily see it manipulated. Stock market going, and then the Kamala say something about it. You see the stock market at all time highs while I'm in office. I could
Mm-hmm.
see it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Trump is definitely gonna try to talk about how he had the market up too when he was in office.
Yeah, right. Got room for sure to
A lot
upsize,
of
but
room. So this is the one where I would say it'd be a long-term swing. I could put like 2 months on this, but to see if it'll hit $13 in like 2 months.
yeah, no, I mean it's gonna hit it sooner than that if Bitcoin go.
Yeah, but this is the safety precaution of going slower, going at a slow pace to be safe. But I probably don't need the whole 2 months. Let me just look at the 15th. So like yeah, these are cheap. Dollar right at the money. 78 for like one out the money. So compared to the other crypto stocks, these are way cheaper. November 1st, 67. If I wanted a day trade. So like that's one thing I do now. Like it's like if I'm a day trade, I put at least a week on it. It's like just buying time even if I don't need it because it slows things down. So because like I realized for me, like I just need to I'm usually right on direction, but I need more time for it to get there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean the time is good. It benefit in every way, theta and everything. So
Yeah.
you know,
Like don't get me wrong, like you don't make as much per like if let's say you're right immediately, I won't make as much. But if I'm wrong immediately, I won't lose as much. So I'm focusing more on the losing side. You know what I mean?
yeah. Yeah, I think some I think different plays for different reasons. You know what I mean? Like that riot, like I'm
Mm-hmm.
out the money. I'm probably getting a couple more tomorrow. If it fell right there, it's gonna dump and pay me. If not, that's a whole nother trade. You know what I'm saying? It's going the other way at that point. That's gonna
Mm-hmm.
be the stop on that one.
At least you know. At least you'll
Bitcoin just
know
broke,
for your next trade, you'll know. Mm.
Bitcoin just broke the top right now. Came back down. It's trying to do a little something, but we'll see it. Because the morning, what you think? What you think about Bitcoin? What you think about them levels? What would you be interested in after it touches the 70?
Yeah, 70 is the first interest, definitely. From 70s that like I said, this liquidity grab should get broken, and then the next highs are gonna get tested. So 70, and then let's see, clone this, and then up here is what 71, 72. Oh no, I'm looking at the other the market cap one, BTC USD. Yeah, so you see 70, and then next one is up here, 72.
And then I think Trump, it might pop for a Trump. I think that import is on the Trump because he like the they say he like the crypto president.
Mm.
So
Yeah, and if inflation goes up, these things should go up too. It's all about inflation. And then you already know silver and gold is out of here. Silver, oh, I was supposed to get in silver on thing. I never did.
yeah, I seen Raider talking about it. Yeah,
Yeah,
silver, yeah.
because I got in one time. Like I played it one time during I caught like this run up. And then
Yeah.
I caught in like another run up like over here, but I was supposed to get in again. Yeah, but he was saying like because they bought leaps on silver because like long term silver is gonna go up like crazy, especially now like we go it's in all time highs. Like that's what I'm saying. Like when a lot of things go to all time highs, there's nothing holding it back except for itself. So whenever it's tired, it's gonna start to pull back. But there's nothing from the past that's holding it back, like the other stuff that you trade.
And
Yeah.
it got an instant seasonality with the instability. There's been there's a lot of bombing going. They try to
Oh,
bomb their
we got less than a minute, by the way. Mhm.
they bombed their Netanyahu's house. So over there it's going crazy right now over the weekend. So that's them commodities, you
Mhm.
pop gold and silver going.
And it
That's a
pays really well for small movements.
yeah. Oh, trust me, I know. I be
That's